Thanks for having me. I don't work at Google, though. I'm Samantha Barry. I'm the head of social media at CNN, and in the very lucky and fortunate position that my world bridges a lot of different parts of CNN. I work with teams that work both domestically in the US and internationally, and I have teams that work across both digital and TV. And I wanted to take you through how a legacy media organization like CNN that's been disrupting the news industry since its inception how we're innovating and diversifying and experimenting on social platforms in how we tell news and how we tell our stories. And I thought the best way to do that was to take you through one story, one event, and show you our treatment of it. And I decided to take you to Vegas, not only because I won a lot of money after I learned how to play craps, but because we had a Democratic debate. On October 13th, CNN hosted the first Democratic debate as part of the presidential election for 2016. And this was a huge event for CNN, and social played a massive part of it. We wanted, with our social storytelling for the Democratic debate, to reach new audiences, to make sure we were where those people were, that was on their mobile and on social. And the last point there, we wanted to really learn and keep experimenting on the different ways that we can tell our stories. So what did we do? We set out a social strategy, and we wanted to acquire new audiences on social. We're the largest news organization across social platforms. We want to continue growing, so audience acquisition on social was a big part of it for us. We wanted to own the conversation of our own debate. Everybody else was going to be on reporting about the debate, what was happening on stage. We wanted to make sure, as an organization, we owned that conversation and that engagement across every platform. And we really wanted to use social as well to drive people into the event. That was the Democratic debate. So it was a huge success. We broke records across the board. It was seen by 15.3 million people on TV, and that is the largest ever audience to a Democratic debate, but the 6th largest US TV audience to a non-sporting event, and that's a pretty big deal. But something I'm personally proud of is that we turned a 2-hour TV event into a 2-day trending social conversation. And I'm not going to talk you through all these numbers, but one I'm going to kind of directly direct your eye to that I'm pretty proud of is that on one of our social pages alone, just one of our social pages, one of our Facebook pages, the main one we have, on debate night, we reached 118 million people. And on that social platform, we had 26 million video views on debate content on debate night. So how did we do that? Well, first of all, one of the things we did is we took social on the road. So we partnered with Facebook for the debate, and we took social on the road in the form of the Campaign Camper, where we had audiences all over, people all over the US in different towns, from Ferguson to Vegas, get into this camper and ask the questions they'd ask the candidates. And this is what it looked like when you saw it on TV.
And good evening, everyone. We are live at the Wynn Resort in Las Vegas for the CNN Facebook Democratic Presidential Debate. Welcome. We've teamed up with Facebook to send a campaign camper around the country for the past 3 weeks. Thousands of people stepped inside to record their questions for the candidates on video. Millions more have weighed in on Facebook.
All right, this one is for Martin O'Malley Anderson. Governor O'Malley, this is from Anna Bettis from Tempe, Arizona. Here it is.
As a young person, I'm very concerned about climate change and how it will affect my future. As presidential candidate, what will you do to address climate change?
So, Governor O'Malley, please tell Anna how you would protect the environment better than all the other candidates.
So while people were watching the debate as well, we also got them to get involved in a social second screen experience. We not only were able to drive them through, in whatever device they were, to a live stream, but we were also engaged in social voting. So people were getting involved in the conversation, and we had them voting through Facebook on who they thought was winning the debate. Social drove 1 million people to the live stream of the CNN debate. And we did partner with Facebook, but we also did some amazing creative storytelling across lots of different platforms. And these are just a handful of what we used on the lead up, the night of the debate, and afterwards to tell the debate coverage. We went live on Facebook, on CNN's Facebook page. We went live 6 times on the lead up to the debate using a mobile phone, because you can only go live on Facebook using a mobile phone that's rigged up there. We took audiences in that platform backstage. We talked to Anderson about how he was prepping for the debate. We showed them the setup. We had some of our great contributors talk directly and answer comments in this Facebook live feeds.
This is CNN.
Snapchat edition. CNN is on Snapchat Discover, and
Hey,
this
Anderson,
is a
here's
whole
a
new
little
audience
advice
for us.
from me. Keep it honest.
We
Listen
reach a
carefully
very
what
different
you're saying.
audience than necessarily would have been tuning into the TV debate. They're a very young, millennial audience, and we create content and repurpose content for that platform. And at 5 p.m., before the debate, as it was just about to go live, we went out with our Snapchat special edition for this audience, teeing them up on what was going to happen, some of the great stuff that Chris Moody, who works for CNN Digital Politics, was doing. And we got to them in a way that looked beautiful on their phone and in a way that was meant to be seen on a mobile phone there. What we did with Snapchat as well, we publish at 5 p.m. on our Snapchat. It lasts for 24 hours on Snapchat Discover, and that's how the editions work. What we did for the debate, we did for the Democratic debate, is that we broke into the edition at 8 o'clock the next morning with an update for the Snapchat audience. And you'll see, I'm just about to play, we shot vertical video of Wolf Blitzer as he walked out of the debate, so we could use that as the update for the CNN Snapchat audience.
This is CNN.
Hey, we just wrapped up the Democratic presidential debate. It was the first one of this season. There's so much to share with you.
We also experimented and innovated in how we were going to tell stories that, again, were bespoke and perfect, and visually or through video or images tell the stories of what we were trying to do at the debate. And one of the things that we did was work with this famous photographer. Nigel Perry's his name, is quite a famous Vanity Fair photographer. And what we did was we had Nigel backstage take motion pictures, they're cinemagraphs as known in the photography industry, moving pictures, beautiful, shot with a red camera. And we thought about this. This was really a great part of where politics and photography and social at CNN came together. And the perfect place to debut these were not necessarily going to be the homepage of our website. So we decided to debut them on Instagram. This is what they look like. We have one of every single candidate. We did it at the GOP Republican debate as well. So we have the full set of motion portraits of every single presidential candidate in the 2016 race. And the first place they debuted, CNN on Instagram. They went on other platforms. They went on our on CNN.com, but this was where we were going to get the most impact for this visual storytelling. Instagram's not necessarily a place that politics trends. Democratic debate trended on Instagram, and that was partly because of the work that we did on the motion portraits, but also we had our first CNN Insta meetup. What I mean by that is that we gave exclusive access to some prominent Instagrammers in the Las Vegas and Los Angeles area. And we invited them backstage to see CNN's debate setup. And we let them tell the story to their Instagram followers, to their Vine followers, of what we were doing and who we were talking to. So really, the really important part of what we did across social for me is that, and I said it in the first slide, or second slide, is that we don't try to fit a square peg into a round hole. We are continuously trying to innovate in how we tell stories. We're a huge news organization. We put boots on the ground all over the world. But we are continuing to innovate in how we tell those stories, how we film those stories. What are the assets that are coming back into the newsroom so we can put them out on different social platforms? And I want to end with, really quickly, an example of the next wave of innovating, not just on social, but we shot the debate in virtual reality. This is our VR guy at CNN, and we shot the debate in virtual reality because we know that we need to be ahead of the curve in understanding how people are going to consume news. And you can check all of that out online. So that's me. Thanks for having me. So CNN on social.